Hey everyone, I'm Ermysenigma. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a Monster Legends sneak peek video. It's been a while since we've done one of these and there's a lot of new information to talk about. So for those of you new to my channel or new to this type of video, all of the information is extracted from taringa.net. There's going to be a link in the description, and I'll also pin a comment to this website if you want to follow along. So the first thing we see is a new image of an upcoming monster, a really cool looking monster in my opinion. We have some information on Cloud, more information on Cloud actually. He's been announced for a while. And check this out, Cloud is a strong light tank with very high life and major protection skills. He provides support to his allies and taunts opponents, attracting attacks towards himself. Cloud can also boost his allies by giving them double damage, precision, and an extra churn. What the heck, this better be an ultimate. Double damage, precision, and an extra churn. His special skill can apply sunburn and bleeding to all enemies. Okay, this is an ultimate. So double damage, precision, and extra churn. Now, all of you that are familiar with my previous videos, you'll know that the only reason I bought a Nemesis monster, the only reason I bought Sammy, the metal version, is because of a damage boost, increased accuracy, and an extra churn. But now the free-to-play players are essentially getting a monster that can do that, but even better because it's double damage, not just a damage boost. So that's crazy, that's really crazy. I imagine this monster probably won't have the fastest speed. If he does, if you have a speed of 3,498, he's gonna be like the best monster, better than Samael. Well, I mean, not really, because one of the main things that Sammy has going for him is that his extra turn skill costs no stamina, so he can counter general theories. But just in terms of being a free-to-play player, more people are gonna have access to Cloud, and more people are actually gonna be able to get this monster, more people are gonna be able to rank him up. Because Nemesis monsters, unless you have a lot of Elementium saved up, or unless you have a lot of money, you really can't rank them up. So this is gonna be interesting. I look forward to seeing the skills later on. We have images for the Undertaker. This is going to be the upcoming team race monster, so get ready for that. This monster looks incredible, and I think attacks for him have been released. So let's scroll down, and we have more images of upcoming monsters, and it looks like Metalhead now has a girlfriend too. This is a monster from earlier on, and we have Prototype Arion, who is nature and metal, and he's just Tank Arion, but not Tank Arion, just reskinned and an epic monster. So we're getting more artifact monsters. We have Sweeperion, metal and light. So we're getting more epic monsters. I wonder Touchpoint is going to start doing more team wars that actually include epic monsters. And we have the Nemesis monster. This is old information, except I think the attacks, this is new information. So let's see what we have here. Low physical damage, blah blah blah. Applies guard down to all enemies. That is new. Guard down, all attacks received will hit. Oh cool, so this is, it's not new, but it's like a renamed ability, or a renamed effect I should say. And I guess if you apply guard down on an enemy monster, you're guaranteed to land the attack. So this is great, especially when your attacks have like a 90% accuracy. And I think this also works with the effects. So if a skill has like a 50% chance to land, or something like slow that has a 40% chance to land, I think it'll land if I'm not mistaken. So guard down to one enemy, so AoE guard down. What else does he have? Nature Pack. Applies total damage reduction to all enemies, requires cooldown. So cool, all of the enemies' attacks, they're not going to deal any damage. However, you can still be denied, negative effects can still land. So it's like, it protects against damage. I would consider this is basically like Space-Time, except it's not Space-Time. What else do we have? Endangered Ecosystem. Removes all negative status effects from all allies, heal allies by 30%. Cool supportive skill. Heavy nature damage, applies guard down to one enemy. Deals moderate nature damage, 50% of applying poison to one enemy. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies, applies total damage reduction to all enemies. Same thing there. Deals moderate nature damage to all enemies, applies guard down to all enemies. Once again, same thing. Oh wait, no, this is total damage, guard down. Yeah, same thing as that we've seen before. And individual ecosystem, heavy special damage, applies total damage reduction. Deals heavy nature damage, applies poison. Moderate nature damage, applies poison. Anything interesting? Deals moderate nature damage, applies poison to all enemies. Attacker removes positive status effects from all enemies, requires cooldown. This is probably like skills group 4 skill. And then let's see, we have some water-based attacks. Deals moderate water damage to one enemy, 50% chance of freezing. So nice, we're gonna have a nature monster with freeze skills. Deals heavy water damage, applies freeze to one enemy. Where's the AoE freeze? Moderate water damage to all enemies, applies freeze to all enemies. There it is, AoE freeze. And lastly, we have deals heavy water damage to one enemy, applies freeze to one enemy. And as for the fire monster, we'll probably have sunburn or ignition. Let's just go on. Deals heavy fire damage to one enemy, deals low fire damage each turn to all enemies, applies burn to all enemies, applies reverse healing to all enemies. Wow, that does a lot. So ignition, burning, and reverse healing. So this is really good because he is a nature monster. Really good. Deals heavy fire damage to one enemy, and ignition, I'm not gonna read this because my voice is killing me right now. So yeah, ultimate attack, what is it? Deals very heavy special damage to all enemies, applies freeze to all enemies, deals low fire damage. So ignition and freeze for the ultimate attack. Plus evolution. And so overall, it just seems like, just like usual, you know, there's a version that is really good for denial purposes, which would be the water version because of AoE freeze, but then we have another version that's really good for offense and also really good for defense. Put that fire one on defense or for offense, and that skill right there, ignition, not that skill, this skill right here, ignition, burning, reverse healing, that is amazing. And then as for the other skills, that guard down is pretty cool, and then that total damage reduction is also pretty cool. So this monster, just based on what I've seen so far, he doesn't seem really that amazing, especially compared to the recent Nemesis monsters, Lum, and especially Sammy. But we're gonna have to wait and see till he's actually released, and maybe a social point will change something. I imagine this monster will have Bulwark. I imagine future Nemesis monsters will have Bulwark, because that really is a superior trait, of course not including Artifact. And plus, the one benefit that Bulwark does have over Artifact is that you can still buff your monsters. You can still give them increased accuracy, you can still give them double damage, a damage boost, life regeneration, stamina regeneration, so you can really argue over which trait is better to have. And with that said, let's talk about the Undertaker. So his default skills right here. Rest in Peace applies immunity to stun itself, applies double damage to itself, heals itself by 30%. So he has a self skill that does a lot, and normally I would say this is great because this monster is immune to possession, but due to the recent changes with possession, self skills, they've kind of lost their edge. Anyways, applies nightmares to all enemies, not interesting there. Resurrects one ally, so we have a monster with a resurrection skill. Resurrects one ally with 50% of life. Does he have 100% life? We're gonna have to wait and see. Removes all negative status effects from itself, heals itself by 50%, another self skill. And what else? Deals moderate dark damage to all enemies, applies daze to all enemies, applies nightmares. Nightmares and daze. Anything else? Deals moderate dark damage, 50% chance of applying stun to one enemy. Deals very heavy dark damage to one enemy, 50% chance of applying stun to one enemy. And so far, nothing really that interesting. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, applies daze. And deals massive dark damage to one enemy, applies stun. I'm always conflicted about this. I like it because, you know, you still have a chance to immobilize if you don't kill the enemy monster. But typically, when you have massive damage, that is going to kill the enemy monster, so you don't really need the effect. But like always, the effect is just nice to have. And then for the ultimate attack, Last Ride, deals very heavy special damage to one enemy. Is that really the ultimate attack? That is kind of lame. So this monster appears to be an attacker monster, an offensive monster. The most unique skill he has going for him right now is Dead Man Walks. Resurrects one ally with 50% of life. This helps you get 3 coins in Team Wars, and it can really help you out. He has a knife self skill. I don't think I saw any really powerful AoE. Was it just AoE daze and nightmares? And then he's gonna be a single hit. So we have a dark attacker. Again, these skills may not be finalized until this monster is actually released. We won't know what he actually has. As for his trait, your guess is as good as mine, but most likely I think he'll have hardened. So again, we'll just have to wait and see. What else is there? There's information on the Japanese dojo maze, which is currently out. And do we have any other bit of information? Yes, we do. We have Ingencia, which is a legendary fire monster, a female monster. And I'm wondering what kind of monster this is going to be. She looks like she can be an attacker, but she also looks like she can be supportive. Let's see. And I just say that because of the giant wrench, which again, she can be supportive or offensive. She also has a gun and more animations. Really cool looking monster. She might be mechanical, female, and what, good legions, evil legions? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, but this is what I really wanted to talk about. Cloud. Alright, Cloud, let's see what you have in store for us. So we have default skills here. Charge with me, applies double damage to one ally, applies precision to one ally, gives 1 extra turn to one ally, requires cooldown. How in the world can they give this skill to a monster? Like, it's not a Nemesis monster, it's not a VIP monster. It's a better demise. In terms of just skills, it's way better than Sammy, obviously. It's just because instead of a damage boost, it's double damage. But same thing, an extra turn, increased accuracy. Just, wow. I think I'm going to be saving my gems for Cloud. I'm going to be picking up a couple of Clouds. And I mean, it really depends on his speed. If he ends up being faster than Demise, he's going to be the new go-to light monster. If he ends up being faster than Sammy, which I doubt, for those people that can get him to rank 130 and get level 10 speedruns on him, he's going to be the go-to offensive monster, I imagine. Now, the one thing, again, Sammy has going for him is some of his skills have no stamina cost, so even against General Thetis, you can still do something. And of course, he has Bulwark, so even if the enemy does outspeed you, there's a 50% chance they don't deny you, and then you're free to kick their butt, essentially. But yeah, charge with me, just wow. Let's see what else he has, because this is just one skill. Applies light protection to our allies, applies special protection, so he takes half damage from light attacks and half damage from special attacks, which is a really great skill. It's really supportive, really awesome actually. What else does he have? Applies a big shield, 75%, and taunt. So he can direct attacks to himself while giving yourself a 75% shield. That is really significant. I'm hoping this monster has a tanky life, and I think it did mention he would have a tanky life, and a high tanky life at that. What else? Trained Beast applies 50% of shield to our allies, removes all negative status effects. Once again, another great supportive skill. Your whole team gets a 50% shield, and all negative debuffs are gone. Armored Charge deals moderate special damage to one enemy, applies small shield. 33%, that is so random. What else? Hot-Headed deals heavy light damage to one enemy, removes negative status effects from our allies. Really great offensive skill actually. Great Claws deals moderate light damage, 50% chance of applying stun. Deals heavy special damage, 50% chance of stun to all enemies. So cool. He has some like mid denial because you know it may not always land. But oh, you know what's cool though? Because you have this skill, like you don't have to do it, but you can give yourself your increased accuracy, your double damage, and then you can use that 50% chance to stun, and most likely the stun will land if it's not a tough monster or a bulwark monster. So that's cool. And then deals massive special damage, applies stun to one enemy. So it appears that this monster can either be attacker or supportive. You can pretty much build him however you want. And then lastly, deals massive special damage to all enemies, applies sunburn to all enemies, applies bleeding. What the heck? Sunburn and bleeding and massive special damage? Gosh, that's an ultimate, but gosh. So right now, just must-have skill, charge with me. After this, you're pretty much free to run whatever you want. Considering this is the type of monster you're going to give 3 speed runes, I'd probably do charge with me. I don't think I need Cringer Memories. I would probably do the taunt and 75% shield. The 50% shield to our allies, so make him incredibly supportive while having that amazing charge. I can't get over how great that is. And then I'd probably give him either the 50% chance of stunning everyone, or Battle Tiger, the single stun to a single enemy. I'm not sure, like, so many different ways to run it. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about Cloud, and what skill set would you run on this monster, because there are so many different possibilities, and it's hard without knowing stats. I really hope this monster has tough, otherwise it's really going to be tough for him to be considered good. But if he has tough, if he has a good speed, like, I think it already mentioned he has a high life, so I'm not too worried about the life, and I could care less about the power. As long as this skill stays the same, his power can be 0, his life can be tanky, and if he has a good speed, he's going to be a great solid monster. I'm definitely going to pick up a couple of him. He's probably going to cost 299 gems, which sucks, so I can only get 3 of them, but gosh, Cloud, he's looking really amazing. He's looking better than the Nemesis monster right now, in my opinion. And what else? We're going to have an All Nature Wars. The Magnificent 9 of Monster Legends are going to be released, so this happens very frequently. Is it always the Magnificent 9, or is it usually like the 7 Wonders or something? I forget. We have Monsterwood Party, so just be able to get a lot of stuff from Monsterwood. Scream Contest, so because of Halloween, submit your best scream, you can become part of a skill in a future monster. Oh, that's awesome. Do you remember that this month is Spooktober on the Monster Legends community Facebook page? The big surprise is here. We're having a scream contest. Hit the button to go to Facebook and find out how to participate. The winning scream will become the sound of a skill. What the heck? That is awesome. Just remember that louder isn't better, so give us your best scream. So I guess you can submit yourself screaming to Monster Legends, and if they like your scream, if they deem it to be the best scream out of everyone participating, your scream is going to be in the game. That's cool. That is cool and weird. That is weird. That is weirdly cool. Spooky Days. Get spooky monsters with great discounts during this event. So we're going to have some Halloween related monsters on sale. Krampus, Demise, or Slumberly. I guess, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting your name off the top of my head. What are you? You're like one of the best earth monsters. What is your name? Gregors of Lyria. So Greg, you can get Gregory. And Spooky Master, buy 3 get 1 free. Oh, cool. So I'm assuming these 4. Maybe it'll be more. I don't know. Let's keep reading. If you get Krampus, Sir Slumberly, and Demise, oh yeah, you will get an additional monster, Gregors of Lyria. All I had to do was read below, and I didn't have to waste all that time thinking about him. So Krampus, Sir Slumberly, Demise. If they offer these 3 monsters for, what is it, 599 gems? Is that normally what it is, or is it 699? It's 249 usually, so that's 750. If they offer these 3 monsters, I know Sir Slumberly isn't that great, but if they give you Gregors, this could be a really great offer. If it's like 600 gems for all 4 of these, I would do it. Demise, Krampus, and Gregors, definitely do that. And if you own them or obtain them before Spooky Days, it will not count for this prize. So yeah, you have to buy them during Spooky Days, which sucks because I wouldn't mind an extra Krampus and extra Demise, especially to rank them up, or an extra Gregors. And I've never had Sir Slumberly, so he may come in handy in the future, I don't know. But now I gotta decide, do I want these amazing monsters, or do I want Cloud and another amazing monster? The decisions. But now we're going to get into what's going to have a major impact in the game. And as you can see from the pictures, there's Cloud right there, there's a little armor there, and then different armors, bronze, silver, gold, diamond. So what is going on? 35 points of damage, 3500 points of damage, 4000 points of damage if it's level 10. Extra fire damage because you have a perk. Okay, perk triggered, healing wearer. So it appears that you're going to be able to, well, they introduced these as relics. You're going to be able to put relics on monsters which trigger different effects. So essentially, you and me might have the exact same monsters, but because they have different relics on, my monster may deal more damage. And so this is almost the same thing as runes, except they're not runes, but it really depends what they do. So just scrolling down, intro boom, when entering the battle, deal certain percentage points of fire damage to our enemies. So I don't know if this means that as soon as you enter the battle, do the enemies just lose a certain amount of damage they're inflicted with fire damage, so their nature they take more damage. Revival explosion, when being revived, deal percentage points of fire damage to our enemies. So would this only apply when you have a monster that can revive? Revive allies, at the end of the turn, if an ally is dead, revive valid targets with, what the heck? So if this, like, I don't understand, is this going to be something, a perk, a relic, a trait that you can put on a monster that when a monster dies they get revived automatically? Is it a one-time use? Is it at any end of the turn? If an ally is dead, do you revive them? So right now what I imagine, this is going to make the game a lot more interesting. It's a lot of people are definitely going to hate it because this is a major change. This is basically what they do in RPGs, you know. In an RPG, you can equip the boots, you can equip armors, you know, depending on how good the item you're equipping on your monster and your character, it gives them different stats. Maybe it'll increase their speed, maybe attack speed, maybe their magic, maybe their, like, there's just so much different things you can equip. Their armor, they can take more damage, maybe they're resistant to fire attacks, to earth attacks. Like, that's what an RPG game is. And I mean, if you even look at the game in the Google Play Store, it's not Monster Legends anymore. It's Monster Legends -RPG. So they're really starting to introduce that element. And like usual, those people that can invest more time into the game, invest more money, they're gonna have a huge major advantage because they're gonna have the level 10 items, the best items, and their monsters are gonna be incredibly overpowered. They're already rank 130. They already have level 10 runes, and now we're getting these relics that are just gonna do like probably crazy stuff just based on this picture. 4,000 points of damage. 4,000 isn't that much, but if just from the get-go, like I don't know, what if you equip this item, like this item right here, intro boom, where all the monsters lose a certain amount of life? What if all of your monsters have that armor or that perk? I just don't know. We have to wait and see until what actually gets released, and that's when we can start getting worried and raging and complaining and everything. But yeah, scrolling down, we have Shannara's Bodyguard. This monster just got released in the team shop, so I'm not gonna go over it here. And more on, I think all this is old now. Let me just keep scrolling down. Is everything old? Yes, everything is old. And yeah, just one thing I wanted to touch since this came up. As of right now, the max level a player can go to is 130. What this is saying, I believe, is that the player level is going to increase to 150. I don't think this is going to have an effect on the monsters level. I know for monsters they can only go up to 130 also, but I don't think that's the case. So as of right now, I think this only means the player level is going to go up to 150. As for the monster level, I don't think that'll happen anytime soon, especially because we're getting the relics released. And so because of the introduction of the relics, it'll probably be some time before Social Point decides to increase the level cap for monsters. So I would say don't worry too much about it. And even if they do increase the level cap of monsters, then there's really nothing you can do. If you're a free-to-play player, if you're someone that isn't hugely invested in this game, just play the game if you still enjoy it, or don't play the game if you don't enjoy it anymore. That is, I guess, the best advice I can give you. And just scrolling down, Uru is going to be in the Japanese dojo maze, so if you've been wanting that monster, just save your coins for him, save your maze coins, and make sure to move during discount days only. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to leave it on this picture because it looks pretty cool, but let me know what you thought about this video. What are you most excited about? Are you excited about the Nature Nemesis monster? Are you excited about Cloud like I am? Are you excited about that Scream contest where you can submit your Scream and potentially be in the Monster Legends game? Or are you excited about the relics that are going to be introduced? Do you think they're going to make the game? Do you think they're going to break the game? What are your guys' thoughts on everything that's upcoming in Monster Legends? Please let me know in the comments below, and try not to panic too much. Once everything gets released, then we'll know what effect it has on the game. With that being said, I'm Armor Gaming. Thank you all for watching this video, and like always, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.